So it was a competitive fight in the beginning, and Daniel did land some good shots, and Usyk did feel those shots, but ultimately in the end he broke him down, and Usyk showed a lot more, I think, bad intentions in the shots he was throwing.
I was going to ask you, do you expect him to be that aggressive? The counters?
I know that. Listen, Daniel was going to be aggressive, so what did Usyk have to do? He was moving, but when he found the time to be aggressive, he took and maximized on those opportunities.
The boxing world was still buzzing from Oleksandr Usyk's clinical dismantling of Daniel Dubois in their highly anticipated rematch, when a new voice cut through the noise with a challenge that could reshape the heavyweight landscape. Joseph Parker, the resurgent former WBO champion from New Zealand, stepped forward with a bold declaration that sent shockwaves through the sport. Parker stated in an exclusive interview, his words carrying the quiet confidence of a man who knows his worth. "I've been watching Usyk closely, studying what he does better than anyone else in this division. What I see is an incredible champion, but also a puzzle I'm uniquely equipped to solve. I want that shot next, and I believe I can give him the toughest fight of his heavyweight career." This wasn't the brash trash talk of a desperate contender, but the measured challenge of a seasoned veteran who has quietly rebuilt himself into championship form. Parker's call-out comes at a fascinating juncture in the heavyweight division's evolution, where the old guard is gradually giving way to new threats.
That was a sensational performance by Usyk. I know the fight started off, went back and forth, then he broke him down. And once he broke him down, very decisive at the end, and obviously got the brutal knockout,
You obviously want Usyk. What do you think you can do that nobody else can do to beat him?
I can probably match him for movement, I have to, and endurance and speed. But he's a great fighter, but I'd love to share the ring with him. It'd be an honor.
What happens now? Is this talks going on now that you take on Usyk next?
Derek's in there trying to get a fight. I'm not sure what Derek's doing. He should piss off, and I'm next.
The 31-year-old's recent career resurgence under trainer Andy Lee has been nothing short of remarkable, transforming from a fighter some had written off into a technically refined force. His 5-fight winning streak, highlighted by a career-best performance against Deontay Wilder, where he neutralized one of boxing's most feared punchers, has repositioned him as a legitimate threat to the division's elite. What makes Parker particularly dangerous now is the evolution of his style, maintaining the solid fundamentals that made him a champion while adding new layers of defensive responsibility and counterpunching flair. Parker reminded the boxing world, referencing his battles with Anthony Joshua, Dillian Whyte, and Joe Joyce. "People forget I've been in there with the best already. But this version of me? This is the most complete fighter I've ever been."
Tell me, are you stunned by what you've just seen?
I'm not stunned. I know that he broke him down, right? He broke him down. He was patient. Then Dubois did, for me, looked better. Like, landed some good shots in the beginning. It was going back and forth, and he got Usyk's attention. But he was patient. Feints, movement, footwork, it all came together for him.
The stylistic matchup between Parker and Usyk presents fascinating possibilities that could trouble the Ukrainian master in ways Dubois couldn't. Where Dubois relied primarily on raw power, Parker brings a more nuanced approach, superior footwork to cut off the ring, a piston-like jab to control distance, and underrated hand speed to exploit small openings. Perhaps most importantly, Parker possesses something few heavyweights can claim against Usyk: proven stamina in championship fights, having gone 12 hard rounds multiple times against elite competition. Parker noted, "I know everyone talks about Usyk's movement and angles, but I've spent my career fighting mobile heavyweights. I don't just plod forward waiting to land one big shot. I know how to cut the ring off properly, how to time movers, and most importantly, I know how to pace myself for 12 rounds of high-level boxing." Timing plays a crucial role in Parker's bold challenge. With Tyson Fury's proposed December rematch against Usyk looking increasingly uncertain due to the Gypsy King's extended layoff and well-documented training inconsistencies, the heavyweight division needs clear direction. The WBO, whose title Usyk holds, already recognizes Parker as their #1 contender, giving the New Zealander legitimate standing to demand his shot. Promoter David Higgins has begun the political maneuvering, stating, "Joseph has earned this opportunity through consistent performances against top competition. The WBO owes him this chance, and frankly, the fans deserve to see this matchup." It's a fresh challenge for Usyk after 2 fights with Dubois, and stylistically, it might be the most interesting fight available in the division right now. Usyk's team has yet to formally respond to Parker's challenge, but boxing insiders suggest the unified champion would welcome the test. Having conquered the cruiserweight division and now the heavyweight ranks, Usyk has shown little interest in easy defenses, consistently seeking out the toughest available opposition. A bout with Parker would offer the Ukrainian another chance to silence doubters, who claim he's benefited from facing limited opposition at heavyweight. For Parker, the motivation is equally clear: an opportunity to cement his career resurgence by dethroning the man many consider the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. "This isn't about money or fame for me anymore," Parker revealed. "I've had those things. This is about proving to myself that I can beat the very best when I'm at my very best. That's why I've put in the work, made the sacrifices, and rebuilt my career the right way." The boxing world's reaction to Parker's challenge has been divided, reflecting the intriguing nature of the potential matchup. Purists point to Parker's improved technical skills under Lee's tutelage, particularly his enhanced defensive responsibility and more varied offensive arsenal. They argue his combination of size, stamina, and boxing IQ could present Usyk with problems no previous heavyweight opponent has managed. Skeptics, however, note that even Parker at his best might lack the physical advantages or punching power to truly trouble the Ukrainian master. "It's an interesting fight on paper," noted one prominent trainer who's worked with both champions and challengers. But the question is whether Parker can do what no one else has: solve the Usyk puzzle over 12 rounds. He's got the tools to make it competitive, but Usyk at his best is a nightmare for anyone. Parker's recent performances suggest he's evolved into a more complete fighter than the version that lost to Joshua and White earlier in his career. His victory over Wilder showcased newfound patience and tactical discipline, while his knockout of Simon Keane demonstrated he hasn't lost his finishing instincts. Perhaps most impressively, his rematch victory over Derek Chisora displayed improved adaptability mid-fight, a crucial skill against a chameleon-like tactician such as Usyk. "People will doubt me, and that's fine," Parker said. "They doubted me against Wilder too. What I know is that I've never been better prepared mentally or physically for a challenge like this. I see things in Usyk's game that I know I can exploit, and my team has already started working on the perfect game plan." As the boxing world awaits Usyk's response, one thing is certain: Joseph Parker has positioned himself as the most intriguing fresh challenge for the unified champion. Whether through mandatory positioning or as an alternative should the Fury rematch collapse, Parker's callout has added another compelling layer to the ever-evolving heavyweight drama. In a division often criticized for its lack of compelling matchups, Parker vs. Usyk represents exactly the kind of high-level, stylistically intriguing clash fans crave. The question now is whether the stars will align to make it happen, and if they do, whether Parker can deliver on his promise to give Usyk the toughest test of his heavyweight reign. Hey,